Okay, Alex, can we please have a one-word holiday-themed prompt?
Cookies.
Cookies, perfect. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Favorite holiday cookie is those like anise flavored ones.
Oh yeah, same.
Those because I and they're hard to track down now, and I can't think of any other occasion in which I'd be like, you know what, I'm really craving some anise. Not even sure if I'm pronouncing it right.
It's pronounced anus. Hold on one second. Hey, welcome to the Overtalking Podcast with your hosts Ken and CJ. Say hi, CJ.
Hi, CJ.
This is the show where we talk over TV shows and movies as chosen by our guests, except for almost every episode now, where we just dictate things. So, but this is, of course, December, so it's The War on Christmas. The War on Christmas. Yes, we've exhausted all normal holiday movies, so we are continuing our dive into alternative, usually bloody action, horror, etc., but still themed around Christmas horror movies.
Some might say fun movies.
Fun movies, yeah. Would you
Not
say that about
movies.
this, CJ?
I would say this was not boring.
Yes, absolutely.
Many things you could accuse this movie of being. Boring is probably not one of them.
Not one of them, for sure.
No, for sure. Well, that voice you're hearing, by the way, is returning guest Alex Vazquez. Welcome back.
Hi.
Yay! Happy holidays, everybody. Happy to be back.
Holidays. This is, I didn't even say it yet, by the way. We dictated that since Alex name dropped the remake of Black Christmas on the last time he was on, that's one of my favorite holiday horror movies, so I absolutely wanted to talk about it with him. So, yeah, glad to have you back. Glad to be talking about this movie.
There are dozens of us, Ken. Dozens.
It's very small, I'm sure.
I don't think the cult of Black Xmas, as I like to call it, the 2006 remake of Black Christmas. I don't know how large this cult is, but there is one, and I know there are some of us.
I don't know if you can see in my background, but this is a poster I put up every year in my office.
I do.
Oh, wow.
It is the poster for this movie, which I had to search specifically for because that's just not out there normally. But
is the other one Silent Night, Deadly Night?
It's Silent Night, Deadly Night, isn't it?
Deadly Night. Yeah, it is.
That one sucked.
What's on the top there?
That's just a Friday the 13th one that came with the same Blu-ray set that you have.
The Scream Factory set.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I like that one, so put it up top. Silent Night, Deadly Night. After rewatching, we did it last year or the year before.
Something like that.
Very, very problematic, but still
not great.
Fun. Have you seen that one, Alex?
You know, I never have.
Okay.
I know that there's a whole series of them, right? There's like five of them.
Yep.
The fifth one almost seems like the first one is kind of the classic. The second one is the memed one because it has the garbage day.
That's right.
That's where the garbage day meme comes from. And then the fifth one is like somebody told me about it is the weirdest. I think it was Will Morris from Music Box of Horrors told me about this one. He's quite a fan of it. It has like nothing to do with any of the other ones. It stars Mickey Rooney.
Great.
And who is apparently very outspoken for the first one of like Santa should not be a killer and like.
Oh really?
Like he did a bunch of interviews like against the first Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then he appears in the fifth one.
And then he appears in the fifth one. But he operates like I think it's something like a cursed or haunted like toy shop or something like that with like killer toys or something like that. And it was weirdly directed by Monty Hellman, who was like a more of a guy known for like more like meditative art house movies. Or like movies in the set. Like one of his most famous ones is a movie called Two Lane Blacktop, which is like a nearly like almost like I wouldn't call it a dialogue-less movie, but a very, very quiet movie about just like dudes in the road, like just people racing on like open highways and things like that. And one of the races played by James Taylor.
Okay,
interesting.
What?
It's a cool movie. It's a very cool movie. Very different from this movie that we're talking about.
Sounds like
today.
a vibe. Yeah,
I just took a big detour around this massive cul-de-sac that took us back to.
That's what we're here for. Ken, you want to feel old?
No, but okay.
Silent Night, Deadly Night episode came out in 2022. That was
so that wasn't last
3
year.
years
That was
ago.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Wow. Okay. Jesus.
And
You've been waging a war on Christmas for a while.
we have.
Yeah.
We hate it.
It's still there though. I don't know.
One of the few movies where we all agreed and gave the same exact rating, which was a 3.
I want to
And
like
yet
it
you
just because
have
it's
the
a classic,
poster.
but
Yeah, I know.
I had
That's
it
why
before.
I'm confused.
It's just no, yeah. I don't. I just like having themed things up. And
Did you see
I've
that
always
there
had
is a
horror stuff
remake
up.
coming out this year?
This
Silent
year,
Night?
yeah, I do want to see it.
Wow.
If I had time to go to the theater, I would have suggested we do that for a episode this year, but maybe next year after it's out. I also do want to do Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 5, just because I have heard from multiple people that it's like the best in the series just because it's so weird, and I don't know.
On sheer weird factor.
Yeah.
Well, next December we could just do that franchise. Just 4 episodes of the second, third, fourth. and
You
fifth
could
one.
just
That would
do all
work.
the sequels or something like that.
Yeah, because we already did the first one. We just do 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the remake.
And then the remake, yeah. Run the series.
I regret suggesting that, but
This was it's locked in. It's on tape. We're doing it. Well, look, we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about a different holiday horror movie. Silent Night. No, sorry.
No.
No, not that one. I just talked about it so much. Black Xmas.
Black Xmas.
Be right back.
15 years ago tonight, something happened in this house.
Billy Len's the guy that used to live in this house?
What happened?
You mean after he washed down his Christmas cookies?
The ones he made out of his family?
Now it's happening all over again.
Billy! Billy, what have you done?
I'm gonna kill you.
Billy's home for the holidays.
Ho, ho, ho. And we're back on the Overtalking Podcast, joined once again by returning guest Alex Vazquez, and we're talking about 2006's Black Xmas, which is the first remake of the original Black Christmas by Bob Clark, which CJ I don't think has seen.
no.
Oh, really?
That was a confusing phrase. The first remake of the original.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was
Because there are multiple
convoluted.
remakes.
Yeah.
There are, yeah.
It's kind of an evergreen idea. Like, you could just keep doing it. It's a great... And I like that they aren't sequels. That, you know what, I will give... For what you could say about the quality of all of these, I do appreciate that they're not trying to, like, cinematic universe this. They're not trying to be, like, Billy's back or whatever. It's like, no, let's hard reset. Let's find a new angle. It's a good, just, like, beginning, middle, and end.
Yep.
You know, it's really neat.
There were opportunities in this one specifically where they could have like tried to make it a weird sequel, but yeah, I'm glad that they didn't. But hold on. For those who have not seen this yet, which is probably a lot of people, maybe some people have seen the original and then maybe the newer one just because it was bigger. I don't know.
Was it a Blumhouse?
I think it was.
I think it was a Blumhouse.
Some Blumhouse slop. Alex, we're going to put 30 seconds on the clock for you to describe for someone who's not yet seen Black Xmas, which is Black Christmas, what it's all about.
Ready, go.
Tell them what it's about.
Okay, don't worry. It's a really easy one. So there's a sorority house at some unnamed university. It's the last members of the sorority sisters, the group there, the night before Christmas. They're all stranded there for a variety of reasons, and they are they're terrorized by somebody in the house.
10 seconds.
Somebody making phone calls. People start to get picked off. It's just really simple, really clean,
4,
great slasher.
3, 2,
That's it.
1.
What more do you want? And it's gross. I don't know.
It's very gross.
Which is funny because the original one is not gross at all.
Yeah.
And I'm just like launching right into it, Ken. But like, because
No,
the
that's okay.
original, the original is truly like a classic. Like, it's a really well made. It's one of the first, I think, like really popular slashers. It predates even Halloween. I think it was like 1970. Oh goodness, was it 4, 6? 1976. Some light Googling. 1974. It was a Canadian independent movie made by Bob Clark, like you mentioned, Ken, who famously would go on to make A Christmas Story after this. So Bob Clark kind of has like
CJ's
the market cornered on Christmas horror movies and traditional Christmas like family movies. He did them both in the same decade.
Damn.
a pretty prolific Canadian independent filmmaker who would then go on to also make Baby Geniuses. Bob Clark's career is really
all
freaking
over the
weird.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He's like he was like kind of like wrapped in with like if you want to fall down like a Wikipedia rabbit hole, like learn about like John Voight and like what he's been up to the last couple decades and about how like whatever like the opposite of the woke mind virus is that like ended up infecting him.
Bad guy.
Like Bob Clark is weirdly like all wrapped up in it in the Baby Geniuses franchises as well. Like it's really strange. And they made all of these like weird, like kind of like no budget movies that also starred John Voight. It is very much like that's like some like outsider cinema caviar, like that later stuff. And also Bob Clark, I think the last large movie he directed was the adaptation of the Bratz doll line. That was another.
This guy's all over the place.
Truly a crazy,
Jesus.
Also involving John Voight. It's a very strange career, a very strange filmmaker. But he made some bangers back in the day, and I really love that first movie. It is scary, but it is elegant, and one of the things that I love about it, which is really funny because I like this one too, and what makes them very different is that the first one is there's a lot of open-endedness to the story. I don't think I'm really spoiling anything by saying that like they never really give you any satisfying answers as to what exactly happened to these girls.
Yeah,
and, like,
so
who
CJ,
was responsible.
Just to give CJ a little more background, and maybe for other listeners, the first movie, it is really just a play on the calls coming from inside the house. Like it's that at a sorority house at Christmas time. And you get a bunch of weird. It's very similar to this movie.
Obscene phone calls, yeah.
Yeah, obscene phone calls. They don't really make a whole lot of sense, but they say things like Billy and Agnes.
Yeah.
But you don't actually get that explored or any satisfying ending because at the end of the movie, the killer's just apparently still in the attic, but the police never check. I don't know. That's really it.
Kind of, maybe. You don't know.
You don't know because it just ends. Yeah.
But it's so well done. Like, it's really, like, it doesn't feel unsatisfying or like, oh, they just kind of like trailed off. It's like, no, it's more just like, it's that note at the end of a horror story. And it's like, and they never figured out what happened. Like that kind of, like he's still out there. Like, who knows? Like, it's that kind of feeling. But like really great character work, really great performances. It's very simple, but very like clean and elegant. And this movie is like nasty and grimy and over-explains everything about Billy and Agnes, like more than you probably would ever want to know.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of what makes this movie charm is that they're like, well, let me just turn that dial completely in the opposite direction and like see what this turns into, but keep most of the other elements the same.
There's also some parts where it felt like they added a plot point and then were just moved on entirely. And we're like, why was that in the movie? Like the weird boyfriend that like cheated on one of the sorority sisters. And then all of a sudden is like, okay, and that's it. We're not going to explore like he's a bad guy.
It's a lot of like red herrings like that, where it's like you got like the one sorority sister who's like a little weird, and you're like, oh well, is she
really
maybe involved in this? Like, there's that, and that's a little bit of a carryover from the original movie, where there is like a boyfriend character that you're made to believe might be responsible for what's going on, and it turns out to be kind of it's not quite done in this way, but I did actually on this watch, I'm like, and this might have been because I have daddy brain. As a reminder to listeners, I have a 3-month-old, and I did have to watch this in, I did have to take breaks. I didn't have 90 straight minutes to watch this, so I had to watch it in chunks, but I'm like, wait a minute, who'd he cheat on her with? Who's the other person?
Yeah.
Who's gotten killed so far? Who's the...
Yes.
There are a lot of sorority sisters to keep track of in this one, I think.
Yeah.
And I do think it kind of loses it a little bit, but then they're just like, well, here's a flashback to Billy, then something really gross happening. So
yeah.
So that kind of like keeps you on the hook, I think.
Yeah, they definitely, there's at least one too many sorority sisters. And it's even more confusing because halfway through the movie, the first sorority sister killed her sister shows up looking for her.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is like, oh, she's alive. We got to find her. But we all know that she's dead. And it's just kind of confusing. And also, you're trying to remember, like, who was that? Was it the first person who was killed? I don't even remember anymore because other people have died since then.
Right. Yeah, people die really fast and you don't really get to know them very well. Again, I don't want to play the comparison game to the first one. I think that's what the first one does really well. I feel like there are a couple less sisters, and the first half hour is like you just get to know these people. Like not a whole lot of other stuff is happening, and you're just seeing what their relationships are. Again, this is why I'm like, CJ, watch the original event eventually, because it is truly just like a great movie and a great horror movie. And I have to stress to the listener, I like this movie too. Like, even though it's almost like the things it's not as successful at, or the choices that it makes, weirdly like endears me to it because it's not trying to do the exact same thing. And I also just appreciate how much it just like cranks up the volume on everything.
Yeah, it's intense.
There's just a lot of weird things that happen in this movie that, for some reason, endear it to me. I don't know what it is. Before we totally get into the movie, I also just want to say my personal experience with the first Black Christmas is I've tried to watch it several times, and every single time I've fallen asleep during it. So I don't know what that means. I typically like those kind of movies, but for whatever reason, I've watched it like 2 or 3 times, and every time I just like, I like doze off in the middle of it, then wake up towards the end. I'm like, oh,
interesting.
But anyway, that's just me. I know a lot of people love that movie to death. I think it's just maybe a little slowly paced for me. But
yeah, maybe you just need to have a coffee before you watch it next time.
Yeah, that's it. But no, like this one solves that problem for me entirely, where it's just off the walls the entire time.
I think I mentioned in between segments, I call this the new metal remake of Black Christmas. Yeah. And again, I mean that in a truly, like, in a very loving way. My friends and I have very much talked about this era of movies in the 2000s where if you want to feel old, this movie, like us watching this remake of Black Christmas today, was like us in the 2000s watching something like The Thing or Prince of Darkness. Like that amount of time has passed.
Yeah.
Between these, like this, we now can have nostalgia for the early 2000s and like true nostalgia, like we had for the 80s. Yeah. Like that's valid, that's real. And that's I call that era of movies, and especially like genre movies, horror, action, things like that, my friends and I call them new metal movies.
Yeah.
And we always have a lot of debates about like what qualifies as a new metal movie. Clearly something with a mainly new metal soundtrack.
Yeah.
I think specifically of like the 2004 like Punisher movie is a very new metal movie.
I'm thinking 13 Ghosts.
13 Ghosts. Anything in that, like Dark Castle, like all those Dark Castle remakes, like 13 Ghost Ship, I think has a monkey song in it. We've got just all that lighting that looks like blue and like the gunmetal gray and like all the stuff that the Queen of the Damned. That's maybe the text of like new metal movies, where it's like, let's take an Anne Rice movie and just make it new metal. Whereas like sometimes if you're watching something and you're like, oh, this kind of feels like a Korn music video, like basically the whole backstory of Billy is like a Korn song, like in all of the like good and bad that like comes with it. It's like that's like
I just in my head was like, okay, if this movie were a band, have they hit Slipknot level, or are we still just at like Korn? See,
Billy is like, Billy is basically Jonathan Davis, like, unfortunately, and probably what he experienced in his life, and also like what I don't know, that he is literally like jaundiced, like that he is a yellow looking guy, like, and all of the I don't know. The other thing that when you were talking about this, Ken, like all of the red herrings and everything, like we talk about that like older gal that's dropped in, the older sister, that to me is also like something straight out of like a 70s Giallo movie, where it's just like, let's just shoehorn in another character that might be a suspect but also could just be some random person, that they're always just like, I don't know how many of these you've seen, CJ, but they're always like cramming extra characters in to kind of jumble your brain and make you think like, wait, could that be the killer? Could that be the killer? Like, could they be involved in this? Like that they're
That's funny that you
like,
say that, because
Yeah.
like a thought that crossed my mind too this time watching it was, oh, this is kind of like Giallo because they have a weird obsession with eyes in this.
Yes,
which is a weird thing that pops up in Italian horror as
a
well.
lot of eye mutilation. That's very Fulci. It's very Lucio Fulci.
I thought it was like so this older sister shows up and they fully like question her and ask for her ID and everything. Like we see her driver's license. We're like, who are you? Prove to you that you are who you say you are. And it's just like I don't know, but the voice on the phone was like clearly like a male sounding voice, and then this not that people can't do voices, but like I thought that was it's like we're gonna take 2 to 3 minutes of the movie to fully figure out what identity this person is.
Well, actually, what we learned who was on the phone, it was sorry, are we going full spoilers? We're going full spoilers, right?
No one's gonna watch this.
It's Agnes on the phone, not
Yeah,
Billy.
that's true.
Right.
And Agnes has this kind of almost like genderless voice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What can you explain where? So was Agnes in this house the entire time? I'm still confused on.
I have no idea.
She must have been. She must have been because the first
Billy
kill
was.
took place before Billy escaped. If we're supposed to have assumed this was like chronological disease that we're seeing.
That's why. Okay, yeah, that was confusing to me because one person is already dead, and then we cut to like seeing who Billy is, and he's locked away, and it's like, what?
So Agnes was there first. So I guess the idea is that both Agnes and Billy are trying to get to the house together to reunite.
Yeah.
But they mention Agnes leaving, like at the very end, they have the reporter talking about how Agnes was like, was discharged from whatever mental hospital she was in, or like whatever. So maybe she was recently like, okay, your time in this like facility or whatever has ended. Whereas, like, because, like, Agnes never killed anybody, but Billy, the killer, is locked away in this place where, like, she was just, like, institutionalized in a more, like, general way because of what she experienced,
Yeah. Because, that part was very confusing to me of, like, wait, who's that? Okay, so that's, like, I was trying to put it together towards, like, the last 10 minutes of the movie, being like, how did you get there? Where did you come from?
Right. And that's another Giallo thing, that it's like, it's two people. Like, that's always a very Giallo third act twist, where it's like, you think there's one killer, but there's actually two.
Yeah, I legitimately, at one point, that we see Agnes, but not the face, and I was like, oh, well, Billy just has long hair because he's been locked away for a while. Like, I still thought
right, because
that
you don't
was
get a great
Billy.
look at him, even in the sanitarium.
Whatever the...
Yeah, but you see that he's, like, very yellow skin.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's like the only real way to kind of differentiate. But even then, like everything is so tinged with color throughout this movie, which is something I wanted to talk about too. I think the other reason why I really like this one, especially for a Christmas movie, is just because somehow all of the lights and all of the color in this movie just scream Christmas. And I feel like they did an amazing job of making it just feel very, very Christmassy. I don't know why, but I love, especially, there's one specific scene, and I'm sure this is just me, like, just having an affinity for this movie, but in the hallway upstairs, they have these lights that all shift between red and green. And I don't know, for whatever reason, that specific lighting has just always stuck with me as, like, that is so Christmassy. I don't know why, but, like, I just really, really like that feel.
Yeah, then you get, like, fun shadows being displayed across the hallway too, and it's a narrow corridor, and lighting is always fun. And I mean, blood, lots of splashes of blood that are like bright red and stuff. And then when we meet Billy in his cell, he has a window that is facing Christmas lights, so it's like dark in there, but it's also just flashing.
You get that same flashing red green,
but he is in shadows because of the light angle and stuff like that.
It's a fun movie to look at. It's chunky. The blood is very. There's it's not just blood, but there's like chunks. There's always chunks.
Viscera. Yeah. Speaking of chunks, I don't know if we talked about it, and we should probably mention this since we said Christmas cookies up top. But one of the things that Billy does in the flashback scenes that gets him locked away is he kills his mother, who raped him and is actually
murdered his dad.
Agnes's brother father. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Anyway, he kills his mother and stepfather because they had killed his dad, who was actually nice to him. And before the police arrive, he takes a cookie cutter and sinks it into his mother's back and makes little cookies out of her skin. And he's dipping it in milk and trying to chew on it when the police arrive.
Yeah, it's like pork cracklings.
Yeah.
Well, never eating those again.
I didn't know how to make this into a trivia question, but apparently they had like mixed bacon with cookies in order to make that actual whatever he's actually eating in that scene. It's like just bacon
cookie
flesh.
dough.
I don't know, whatever. Weird.
Also, very cool oven that he put it in. I couldn't.
Oh, yeah.
I like saw it before he threw the tray in there, and it's like an entirely glass door and all bright orange inside. I was like, that's a very like stylistically cool looking oven.
I'm sure it's a very hot oven door.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Probably not the safest.
No.
Yeah. Going back to like even the flashbacks, I feel like the Christmas vibes somehow in this demented family, they always decked out the house for Christmas, which I thought was so funny.
Yeah, they're like otherwise like decrepit and like falling apart house. Yeah. Always just beautifully decorated for Christmas.
Bottles of booze and a bong on the coffee table,
right?
While they're under.
But the tree is immaculate.
Yeah.
Yeah, they love Christmas. I'll give them that. That's great. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about is I'm your family now.
How many times I should have kept a tally of how many times.
Yeah, you should have, because that's a trivia question coming up. So think about it. Because it starts out in the very beginning, and I'm sure, CJ, you didn't clock it because you didn't know it was a thing yet, but on this rewatch, the boyfriend says it in the car to the girlfriend.
That's right.
Because she's like, I don't have any family. And he's like, well, I'm your family now. And I was just dying. I was like, oh my God, they start out right away. It's so funny. Like, a bunch of different people just say it in different contexts throughout the whole movie. I love it. It's so
about
funny.
Sisterhood with the sorority and things like that. Yeah, it's all in the soup.
I have a quick story. One of the times I rewatched this, I showed it to my brother-in-law. I think it was the same year that he married my sister, and we were all at my parents' house. It might have been Christmas Eve, and we just stayed up late to watch this movie. And afterwards, I just turned to him and I was like, well, I'm your family now. And or you're my family now, or whatever it is. Yeah.
Nice.
It was great. Too good. And before we get to trivia, I just want to talk about one other scene that I thought I liked. It's towards the end of the movie. The final girl is in the attic fighting off Agnes, and she ends up caught between the walls, and below her is Agnes, and above her is Billy, or vice versa. And there's like a ticking clock because there's a little Christmas tree on fire that's about to be pulled down into the wall. And I just thought that was a very unique ticking clock setup for danger. And
that whole setup is a great little set. That like worked. That like genuinely worked for me when I was watching it this time. I was like, oh, this is kind of tense. Like, because she's got threats from above and below. You know, they've got the geography of it pretty well. You've got the sister trying to figure out where in the walls she is.
Yeah.
That she has that issue where she tries to break open the wall, but that's actually where Billy is above her, and then that turns into a problem. And all of this stuff is happening at the same time, and you see this thing starting to get closer and closer to the ledge. What I did a little bit of look in the director of this movie, the writer and director, hasn't really done a whole lot else as a director. The only other feature directorial credit I saw for him was the remake of Willard with Crispin Glover.
Huh.
And but he wrote and produced some of the Final Destination movies, including in that same year Final Destination 3, which starred Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who is also in this movie. But that's kind of what Mary Elizabeth Winstead's alive? She's alive.
I think she died this year, didn't she? Is that the Euro Trip girl?
No, that's Michelle Trachtenberg, who is also in this movie. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is Ramona in the Scott Pilgrim
yes, that is not
movie, and I'm like, no, she's alive. I had such a
who's Euro Trip
crush
girl?
on her. Michelle Trachtenberg.
I think she died.
I thought you were
Yes,
saying
she
R.I.P.
did.
because she dies in
Okay.
the Final Destination movie. You're just like,
Sure,
rip
that's-
because
that-
yeah.
let's go with that.
Everybody, yeah, and
Yeah.
she died. And she dies in Black Christmas. She is married to Ewan McGregor. She plays Ramona Flowers in Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
And I had a massive crush on her. Continue to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But she had this like before it was almost like the pre-Scott Pilgrim years where she was like kind of like between like this and Final Destination. She was kind of becoming a little bit of a scream queen. I think she was in like one other horror movie, but now I think I like the way that her career has gone from there. But I don't remember what. Oh, was that the Final Destination movies kind of have those like linking set pieces like that, like this idea of like a thing over here that's like slowly making its way towards the core of the action to kind of blow up whatever is happening. So I wonder if that's just a little bit of his Final Destination DNA, because he wrote the first one and the third one, the two of the best ones, I think, until this new one, which actually might be the best one.
That's so funny.
Incredible
I did not
movie.
realize he wrote the first one, because I had heard that the first one was supposed to be a script for an episode of The X-Files, which I saw he was a big producer of, and he produced a lot of episodes.
Well,
of
there
that.
you go. There you go.
So that makes sense. Interesting.
So I don't know. I kind of wish this guy directed more movies.
So
clearly got
I
an
saw
eye.
that after Willard, and then after he made this movie, but before it came out, he was on record saying, if this movie bombs as well, and also referring to Willard, I'm probably just done directing.
Well,
and it did, and he did. So,
Dang.
yeah, interesting.
That sucks.
Too bad.
Yeah, it's a shame because I like this one.
Also produced by Mark Cuban. This movie, I'm not sure if you saw that.
Whoa.
Interesting.
He had a run in the 2000s where he had I think the financing shingle was called like 2929, where he was financing a lot of like kind of like this level of movie. He was doing a lot of stuff with Steven Soderbergh as well at this time when he was like experimenting with like day and date. Now I'm getting into like really nerdy territory, but Mark Cuban had a run where he was producing a lot of like studio adjacent movies because he was trying to like dip his toe into being like a movie mogul. And a lot of cool stuff came out of it. I don't think a lot of it was financially successful, but good on you, Mark, for putting your money where your mouth is, trying to get good movies made.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun if on Shark Tank they also pitched movies.
That'd be
I
Yeah.
was just thinking that. I don't know.
And immediately Mark's just like, I'm out. I'm not doing that shit again.
No, I burned enough money. All right. Well, I think it's time for trivia. So it's time for.
Hey, did you do that?
That's right. Like I said, this is the trivia portion of our show where we pit our guests and CJ head to head to see who knows the most about what we watched. I think we established up top that this might be actually a fair fight. So we will see. Alex, CJ, are you two ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
All right. First question. Did the director, Glenn Morgan, have Bob Clark's blessing to make this movie? Bob Clark directed the first one, like we said earlier.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, he was an executive producer of this movie.
He was
And
listed as
apparently
a
they're
producer.
good
I saw him in the
friends.
credits. Yeah.
All right. Good on
Bob
both.
Clark
of
was
ya.
like, yeah, give me that check.
Yeah, sure. I'll keep making money off of this. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll go
Clearly was
I'll
just-
go make another Baby Geniuses.
Clearly was just taking any opportunity to make money. So
Yeah.
that's great.
Why not?
Hey man.
All
Gotta pay
right,
your
true or
mortgage.
false?
Yeah.
Yeah. For multiple. True or false? Adult Agnes is played by a man.
I'm going to say true. And hopefully not insults this actor.
Yeah, what
But that-
trap are you leading us into right
Yeah.
now?
That was my first instinct when they do appear on screen. I was like, oh, that's Agnes? Interesting.
Good pronoun. It's a good.
Yep.
Good.
I'm gonna say true as well. I know that's not very interesting because CJ and I are giving all the same answers, but
Wow. Well, you guys really are gonna piss off. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
yeah, it seemed like they got like they got like a stunt person or something. Like that
pretty
would
much
be my guess.
Yeah.
So Dean Friss plays adult Agnes. That leads me to my next question: true or false? This was Dean Friss's first movie role.
Sure.
I'm gonna say false.
Oh, CJ pulls ahead. Yes, it was. He wasn't really. It was just someone who was trying out movies.
Fascinating. So, again, my guess was that this person was like a stuntman who like worked on other movies, but like maybe didn't have a speaking role before. But
could be.
No?
Yeah, I only had a couple lines in this movie, and they were kind of fine. I don't know.
I think you did great.
Sure. All right. This is a fun one. I like doing this once in a while, and I kept track myself. So, what is the kill count in this movie?
Ooh.
Oh,
and
man.
this is maybe a bit of a trick question. So,
yeah,
good luck. But there's actually kind of a lot. So, also good luck.
Are we talking general kill count? Like not
general
just,
kill count, not just Agnes and Billy, because I also don't know who killed who. Anyway.
Oh my god. I'm gonna guess 13.
Okay.
Counting. Sorry.
CJ's looking up the answer.
This is my zoning out while trying to keep track of all the characters.
Okay.
9?
No. Yeah, Alex is closer for sure. But so it's either 15 or 16 if you count Miss Mac's death as a kill. I mean, she gets killed, but not by someone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. With the icicle. I almost said 15. I was like, but that seems a little high. It felt like, but yeah.
So here
we
they
were
are
in double digits.
Yeah, for sure. I wrote them all out.
Because I was
Beginning
thinking
girl
of like
with
the
the
guys
pen.
at the hospital and all of it all adds up. Like it's pretty crazy. It's a high kill count.
It is. So we got the beginning girl with the pen. We got the girl who's in the unknown porno with bag and the eye. We got the dad in the flashback. Then we got the stepdad, the mom. We got the circuit breaker girl under the porch. We got the southern princess in the car.
Not a single
had a
character.
very, very subtle accent. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah. Also, by the way, when you said that, I did not clock that that's who that was in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
For the entire time I watched it, she looks so different. I don't know. Interesting. And then we got Miss Mac by the icicle. Wasn't sure if that counts or not. We got Eurotrip. Yes. Who was in the original, by the way? Miss Mac was in the original.
Oh, yeah.
Is Miss Mac Andrea Martin? Is that who you're referring to?
Maybe.
Can't name a single actor in this movie, huh?
Yep, that's her. Good job.
Okay, that was one of the notes I wrote down. I love Andrea Martin, and literally I wrote down "Long live Andrea Martin," and seconds later she died as I was watching the movie. It's like, well, never mind.
Jinxed it. Yeah.
The original one has a good cast. Margot Kidder is in it. John Saxon. John Saxon's really fun in it. Yeah, good movie.
We got Eurotrip by an ice skate. We got the Drunkie by the unicorn thing.
I had to rewind the ice skate one because I thought that was like so gnarly. I was like, I want to see that one again.
I like that one. That one's really quick too.
Yeah.
There was an alternative cut of that. I went deep on extended scenes on YouTube this morning. There's an alternative cut of that where she, instead of getting sliced by the skate, she goes to grab, I think, a ski pole in the original, the one we watched.
Yeah.
Instead, she grabs a shotgun and blows her brains out. And that little bit ended up in the trailer for this movie. But she says, "Merry Christmas, motherfucker," and then blows his brains out. Pretty good. We got the cheater boyfriend with the bag and the unicorn. We got Eve decapitated off screen.
Yeah.
The mortician. We got Lee with her neck snapped, and then Agnes and Billy.
The mortician just like making that like gross spiked eggnog with his like.
Ew, yeah. Picking like a little beaker and dipping it in a vat of eggnog he just has.
I'm like, why is there
eggnog is so gross. Do you like eggnog, Alex?
No.
Everyone, it's like fucking room temperature in like every movie I see it in, and like I don't know, man, it's disgusting.
No, I find eggnog entirely unappetizing, unappealing. It's really just not. What we have, my family is Puerto Rican, and we make something around the holidays, which is our version of it, called coquito.
Okay.
Which is an alcoholic beverage. It's thick like eggnog, but it's more of like a something closer to like a spiced. I don't know what you would call it. It's like with coconut milk instead.
Is it kind of like horchata, or maybe not as sweet?
But it's thicker. Like it's
Thicker
thick like
that?
eggnog, but it's got
Okay.
it's got like the cinnamon and the coconut. And you make every family like has their own recipe, but it's strong, and you like serve it usually in like a port glass. Because you can't really taste the booze because of all that other like really thick stuff in it, but it can get you just like hammered really fast. I remember one of my friends came to a Christmas party that my family was throwing a few years ago at my family home, and he had too much of my dad's coquito, and he was kind of in a bad way.
That's funny.
So that's my alternative to it.
Yeah, it
It's
just looks like
delicious.
liquid cream. Like there's like it's just
Mhm.
yeah, it's gross.
Right.
All right. Getting back to trivia. How many times do they say "You're my family now"?
Oh
or
my
some
God. I
variation
knew
of
you were
that?
gonna say. I knew you were gonna ask that. That's why. That's why I should have tallied it.
9.
Okay.
I'm gonna say like 18. I'm gonna double it.
Okay. CJ's closer. It's only 10 times.
Whoa! It felt like 20.
It was a lot. It was still a lot.
It
felt
felt
like
like
a
it
lot.
was one per character, like one for
Pretty
all of
much.
the girls that
But
died.
Agnes says
and
it like
then-
every time the phone rings.
exactly, and so that's each kill.
Oh,
of the
I see
sorority
what you're saying. Yeah,
sisters,
yeah.
And then plus Ken mentioned the boyfriend in the car, so I tacked on like another.
Eve says it as well.
Yes.
You're my family now.
Yeah.
It
Which,
felt like
why
there
were
were more
they-
opportunities they could have said it too, like in the hospital when he's like, "I don't have any family left," and I'm just waiting for
nurse?
the anyone to say it, and then they didn't. I'm like, "Come on!"
Why is everyone freaked out by Eve? They're like a fellow sorority sister, as far as I can
Because
tell.
she's weird and she has glasses.
That's why she's weird, because she has thick glasses. Like, what? All of a sudden, they just introduce this character, and everyone's like, why are you here? It's like, doesn't she live there? Or is she a sorority sister?
She
Why are you
lives in one of
freaked
the
out?
4 rooms in this house.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand it.
I was very taken aback of like, are we supposed to know who this is? Why is everyone freaked out by her?
And they have that one like kind of weird, awkward moment with her. Again, it's
Yeah.
like I think you're just meant to think like, oh, she might be.
Yeah,
There's
another
the
red
I
herring
feel like
kind of thing.
the
You think she
moment
might
of,
be
like,
Agnes.
She might be
they
Agnes.
heavily suggest
Yeah.
that.
Right.
They literally cut between that and baby Agnes, I think.
Yes,
yeah.
they do that to really try to like wrong foot you. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it
All right.
truly only exists to wrong foot the audience. I think
It's intentionally misleading.
Yeah.
So that the big when
very jollo.
she stabs another eye thing, stabs Agnes in the fake eye and pulls it out. And like, what? Oh, that's Agnes, but that's a man.
Isn't that fun when they eat the eyes? It's like, why are you doing that? Sometimes she eats them. Sometimes she decorates them on the tree. There really doesn't seem to be a lot of
No.
rhyme or reason to what the purpose of the eye thing is. But
It's probably because her eye was taken out. So she's like, well, let me just try to consume eyes and maybe mine will grow back. Or I don't know.
yeah, who knows?
Weird. But also, I like it. I don't know, man.
I
have
I like it too.
I have distinct memories of watching this in my dorm room freshman year of college with like just a bunch of other people on my floor. I think it was like the first or second time I had seen it, and I don't know. I just have a lot of fond memories with this movie. It's like it's so fun.
I had a blast watching this with Matt, my Horrorama partner. He was the one who introduced it to me. We still do them from time to time, but not as often. But he would have these like movie marathon days where it was like noon to midnight, and you just like showed up like at his place, and he had just put together some collection of stuff. And I think that was where he put this on at some point. He has really
That's
like
so
an
awesome.
affinity for this like era of movies, and he's kind of like I think like a connoisseur of like a lot of the stuff that was kind of like cast aside or like this wasn't really high regarded, but he's like, no, there's something here, and he like and he'll like collect that stuff, and that was how I ended up seeing this, and I was like, this had a reputation for being so bad. I remember when it like came out, like it was like really like critically like savaged. But I'm like, no, this is just like I'm thrill a minute, having so much fun, like they're how I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely.
You just kind of can't. Sometimes something could just be a trashy good time.
I 100% agree. Look, we'll talk more about that in our rating section, but first we got to talk about what the critics thought, and
there you
go. Alluded to it a little bit, but what is the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score in percentage, closest without going over? CJ, you're in the lead by 1 point, so you will actually go first to give Alex the advantage. This is the critic score on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean, you did say it was not a financial success. It doesn't seem like this is the type of movie that will like be a smash hit with the critics. So closer without going over. To not go over, I'm gonna say 30.
Okay. Alex?
So I, unfortunately for you, CJ, have a photographic memory of this era of Rotten Tomatoes because I checked it all the time at this age. And I know that this movie is somewhere in the teens.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
I was giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Like critics really hated this movie, and this was back at a time where I feel like these days with Rotten Tomatoes scores are almost weighted a little bit higher. People just seem to generally, like critics and whoever is like aggregated on these, like tend to just like be a little kinder. This was, I feel like, at an era where people were still like fucking mean sometimes to a movie like this. I'm gonna guess this movie was at like 14%.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Wow.
Whoa!
Yeah, 14%. I saw the way I watched it was on my Plex, and it said 1.4 for the Plex score, and I was like, is that out of 10? That doesn't feel right. And then 14% on Rotten Tomatoes. What the hell? Yeah. I don't know, man. I know this is panned, but like, it's not that bad, right? Like, I don't know.
No, I would not give this movie like a 1 out of 10.
But remember that Rotten Tomatoes is a percentage of like people aren't giving it those ratings. It is a binary, right? Like it's either a good or a bad review.
A splatter.
So all of that means is that 14% of critics aggregated on Rotten Tomatoes gave it a good review. Like I also think that is low. I like this movie. But also, like, sometimes critics are wrong. And I also think, well, we'll get into it.
Yeah. All right, we got one more. So we need a tiebreaker because it's tied up 4-4. I'll let you two choose. Do you want to do the Rotten Tomatoes audience score, or do you want to do the Letterboxd score out of 5?
Do you have the audience score memorized also, Alex?
No.
I
never paid attention to the audience scores.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, all right. So this is the audience score in percentage. And I just want you to both say it on the count of 3.
Okay.
So that, because it's tied up, no advantage to either person. All right. 3, 2, 1.
30.
35.
I'll stick with my guess.
Well, the correct answer is 38%. So, Alex, you are a winner. Congratulations.
By a nose!
Yes.
Give me a run for my money on that one, CJ.
Yeah, finally.
Just for fun, what do you think the Letterboxd score is?
It's somewhere. It's got to be somewhere in the 2s.
Yeah, I think it's like 2. I checked that in today. It's like 2.4 or something.
Yeah, it's 2.6. Yeah.
There you go.
Yep. All right. Well,
it is time. People just got to learn to have fun.
Seriously, I don't know. Anyway, it's time for our ratings. All right, Alex, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Black Xmas for you?
I would rate Black Xmas for me. So I guess to preface it, like we were saying, like, is this a like good movie in like air quotes, like to go back to like the critics ratings and all this other stuff? I would never like argue to anybody that this movie is like good actually like the original Black Christmas is, like in terms of like craft and in terms of like all this whatever. Like
Quality.
we mentioned, like
Yeah.
there were a few too many characters. The red herrings are a little inelegant. Like you're kind of sometimes losing track of what's going on where. But for me, the chaos and the kind of sloppy B movie, almost like Italian giallo aspect of it is like what makes it appealing and what makes it really fun. So I couldn't like I can't like rate this movie super high in terms of my like personal scale. Like I think that this is like a worthy movie. This is exactly what like a remake should be. Like it's like a let's find a different route into the same core idea of something that remembers to have fun and remembers to kind of have its own flavor of Christmas cookie. So I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Maybe a 6.5.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Just so we end on a high note, CJ, what would you rate this movie out of 10 for you?
For me, we haven't talked about my biggest qualm of this movie yet. So just really quick, the biggest problem I had with this movie is that no college kid in their life uses a fountain pen. That is unrealistic. No way.
So immediately you were turned off with the movie because that's the first thing that happens.
I have a counterpoint. My wife
did
not for like, but specifically for the purpose of like writing like a card like
fancy
that
letters.
Or a thank you letter. She actually did learn like
calligraphy and stuff
with a fountain pen. So
Dang.
I ended up marrying the one college student I knew who had a fountain pen.
Okay.
So,
Honestly, I've thought about it. I was like, if I could write well, I think it would be really fun to learn how to do that. But my
Molly can
handwriting is
teach you.
atrocious.
Yeah.
No, there's no way. There's no saving my handwriting. It's not. Even if
there's
I could learn the calligraphy part, it would look terrible. So
Yeah.
It's just a pipe dream.
Maybe this is my own self-hatred coming out that I also have terrible handwriting, so I would never be caught dead with a fountain pen. It would be wasted on
fountain
me.
pen envy.
Yes.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, CJ, go for it.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, I give this movie props for like, there's no boring parts. Like within the first 5 to 10 minutes, like we are off to the races of like people already getting killed in gruesome ways and stuff, which I appreciate. There were parts that were confusing. Also, I don't know if this was just my watching experience, but there were times the audio was all over the place for me where I had to like crank it to understand what people were saying, and then like a loud noise would happen. So I felt like I was missing dialogue at part, and I would have to like crank my speakers even more. But anyway, that's not the movie's fault, maybe. It is gruesome in a fun way, not boring. I agree. This is not a good movie, but it's not a bad one either. I'll say a 6. I think a 6 feels appropriate. Ken.
All right. For me, yeah. So Meg was in the room when I watched it this time. She's watched it with me before, so she knew what she was getting into. She was just doing other things, and afterwards, I was just like, man, that was a fun movie. And she was like, oh, you love the child rape?
Yeah.
Was that the fun part for you? I'm like,
yeah. That
no.
That part.
And she's like, oh, was it the violence against women? Was that the fun part? And I was like, come on.
The bad taste is part of the fun of it. That it's not,
It is. I don't know what to say. I'm a sicko. It is what it is. I agree. This is not a good movie. But for me, it's a great movie.
Yes. Yes, Ken.
I really enjoy this movie. I have the poster up on my wall. This one I will be keeping just because I have a lot of fond memories with this movie. And every time I rewatch it, I'm just like, this is like, there's problematic things that happen in it, but they don't like linger on it too long. And it's all, I don't know. It's just a good time. I'm giving it an 8 for me. Like, I really like this movie.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. It's a very cozy, which sounds weird, but like if you put it on late at night, like this is a great Christmas horror movie. Turn off all the lights. I don't know.
I would never in a million years say this is cozy, you sick.
What?
You're
They're
sick,
all
Ken.
in a
You're
like
sick.
There is
they're
something
all in a house
really-
together.
Yeah. There is something about like a Christmas decorated house, like at night when it's like dark and cold out, and like there is something. And I love an old house. I love an old house. Like there is something weirdly like I see what you're saying. I see what you're.
The
You know
power's
what I
out for half the
also-
movie, and they could only use the fireplace. What, the fire? Like, it's all cozy. I don't know.
And CJ mentioned that he likes how it starts. I also like how this movie ends. I like that there is no like denouement. There's no whatever. It's like literally the last shot of the movie is just Billy from above, impaled by this like Christmas tree with his guts hanging out, and it just slowly fades out. There's nothing else. We don't need to know what happens after that. I feel like we've like lost the art of like every freaking movie that I watch now that comes out today. Genre movies, things like this, they always have to have like 2 or 3 other scenes tacked on to the end after something like that happens. Some sort of, and I'm like, we don't need that. I feel like John Carpenter taught us that. We don't need that. It's like when the story ends, the story ends. And it can just be that, and that can just feel satisfying. It's like we survived it. We survived Billy. We survived Agnes. We got to the end of it. There's no way he's getting out of it now because guts are everywhere. And that's the image that we can just kind of end on. And I love that. Yeah. Like, again, I feel like with the Rotten Tomatoes thing, like we were like critics were just like so just like not understanding the charms of these kinds of things. And I almost, again, it almost makes me nostalgic for a day where critics didn't understand horror movies. I feel like they're too understanding of them these days, where almost the fun of being a horror fan is being in contrast to whatever like the critical consensus is. When like they don't like something, you go, no, I like it. I own it. That's like the Ken thing right now with this. It's like, I get to own this because I think it's great. Like,
yeah. I don't know.
And being in contrast to that, where I feel like all of these, all these new critics are a little too soft and a little too nice to. It's like, no, I want critics to be mean to horror movies again, so that I can, so that we can really form our own opinions on them with time, and then also have nostalgia for this different age, like of like what they considered to be like crappy horror movies at the time, to find where the real like diamonds in the rough are.
Yeah,
bring back movie crate digging, right?
I'm with you on the endings. We don't need every movie to like hint that there might be a sequel, or like, oh, they weren't actually dead. Haha. It's like, I would rather they just be dead.
So I want to, this was actually something I wanted to ask you too. Does this movie, and I think I know your answer based on what you guys have both just said, but does this movie work better if it doesn't have the hospital stuff tacked on at the end? And it just ends with the house burning down and them just looking on from in the distance or something like that.
I would have been okay with that for sure, because that's where I thought that's how it was going to end, and I was like, yeah, great, that makes sense. Like,
yeah,
I that actually is like, I don't love that they're somehow still alive from like a fire. That doesn't make sense to me. That the paramedics
it makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah,
well, they got
check
bagged
that
and everything like that.
Yeah, so I
they're
don't
both
love that they're
still alive.
somehow still alive. Like, that's not how that works. They check that they're dead before.
Yeah, but counterpoint, who cares?
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I think the only thing for me is like the hospital stuff just feels less Christmassy than all of the stuff in the house. Like they try, like there's carolers at one point, and he's still drinking eggnog, and the mortician's got a candy cane in his pocket, and they're trying, but still, it's like it's a sterile environment. Like it's a hospital. It just feels, I don't know, more cold rather than what I'm calling the cozy part, which is
I could imagine a version of this that just like extends that third act a little bit more inside the house, and everything just kind of remains confined to there. But I still like it for what it is, and I still like, again, I like the note that it ends on.
Absolutely.
That feels very.
I don't totally hate it or anything. I'm just I'm just nitpicking at this point, because it's a perfect movie otherwise. So.
A perfect 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Also, you can't crawl around and drop ceilings like that. That doesn't work. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't.
He's used to crawling around in walls and stuff. He's skilled.
Maybe
those are 2x4s.
Yeah.
This is like styrofoam ceiling. That's not how that works.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Really, the most unbelievable parts of this movie do happen in the hospital portion. So it's. I don't know. Maybe that's part of the reason why I'm focusing in on that.
Yeah.
Right.
But
it is definitely strongest when it is in the sorority house.
Yes.
And especially especially on that note, like after that, like really great set piece with like the Christmas tree on fire in the attic and everything like that, where they're like, okay, like we're gonna do that, and they can't really like follow that up with anything quite as strong.
Yeah, for sure. Wow, this has been going a long time, so we're gonna wrap up here in just a second. I just want to suggest both of you go watch the trailer after this, because there's a bunch of stuff that didn't make it into the movie that's just wild. There's a moment in the trailer where the sister who shows up halfway through the movie, she's tangled up in Christmas lights, and there's some sort of rotating propeller underneath the porch that's wrapping up those Christmas lights, and she's being dragged into it as if it was some sort of weird Saw scene. That was definitely not in the movie and makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know how that would have ever fit into the movie, but
the Saw movies are new metal movies for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
hard
absolutely.
To make sure I was watching the right movie, when I type this into IMDb, what also comes up is 3 alternate endings. Like each have their own IMDb page for like
really
different.
I was looking for them because in trivia they said there is a UK or an international alternative ending that has at least the final girl's parents in it. Maybe like they're at the hospital or something. But I searched Black Christmas, or maybe I searched Black Xmas on YouTube, alternate endings, and nothing came up other than just the extra scenes that I've already mentioned.
This movie, I think, has been kind of Alex's physical media corner. Is not very easy to find. They had like the whatever, like your unrated DVD or whatever that came out initially. But I feel like the Scream Factories of the world like have not like done this one like the deluxe 4K treatment yet, which I feel like is kind of sad because I think this movie would look really, really good with like a good HD release, maybe with some audio that isn't as compressed, CJ, so you can hear the dialogue a little bit more balanced. Like those like I think there are a couple of European Blu-rays floating around that you can import, but like
there's a Canadian one as well, but I'm sure it's just like doesn't have any extra stuff or anything on it that the DVD has.
Yeah, like I think that unrated DVD, it had like whatever, like the hype sticker on the thing. It was like 3 alternate endings or whatever. But I would like one of those boutique labels to just like collect all like Arrow or Scream Factory and just like make me a nice 4K that I can own of this movie, so that I can enjoy all those colors in beautiful high definition.
Yeah,
that'd be great. If anyone's listening, which no one is, but please make that. I would buy that in an instant. And thank you. I don't know. Do you feel like this movie has enough of a cult following to?
I think so.
To warrant that, you think? Okay.
Scream Factory and these like they've released worse movies far worse movies, like movies that just I thought had like no reputation, and especially from this era, that I'm like, come on, we can figure this out. Like this isn't a difficult movie to get the rights to, I think.
Yeah, probably not. Well, Alex, thank you for joining us. This has been a delight as always. I love talking about this movie in general, and especially with you. Do you have anything you want to plug at the end here?
Not really. I don't know when this is coming out. What day is this coming out?
Next week.
This Wednesday.
Oh, wow. It's coming up fast. Okay. So I guess local folks on Saturday the 13th at the Chicago Cultural Center downtown. If you're coming by with your families doing the Chris Kindle Market or the figure skating down at Millennium Park or whatever, we are doing a free open house at the Chicago Cultural Center. We are partnering with Facets Cinematheque. We're going to be showing Home Alone for free at 2 p.m. on Saturday the 13th. And a couple folks from Facets have put together a panel of people who worked on the movie Home Alone, who are still like local and still like work in the film industry, and they are going to talk about the experience of making this movie. I think they're bringing in people who like designed all the stunts and stuff in the back half of the movie. I think that'll be a really cool conversation.
Fun.
So if folks are interested, that's free and open to the public. I think that's my last program before the holidays, so we'll just squeeze that in there.
Nice.
Very fun. That's awesome. Well, thank you again, Alex. CJ, what do we have?
You can follow us on all the things at Overtalking Pod. Call or text the show at USACat1591. Email us at overtalkingpod@gmail.com or go to our very real website, overtalkingpod.party.
Stick around for a second because we're going to tease what the rest of the month looks like. But, oh no, they're here. Oh, that's not scary. That's okay. It's the Overtalking Overlords. They're here to remind me to remind you. If you like the show, please go on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and rate and review where applicable. Reviews are what help people find this podcast. Also, if we are in your Spotify Wrapped, let us know. We'll probably repost that or something. That happened last year for at least one person. That was surprising.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, we spend no money in advertising, so if you like the show, please tell a friend and spread the word. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you. and they're gone. And yeah, so we know what's happening the rest of the month. Next week, we're going to be joined by Olivia Cody, and we're talking about The Long Kiss Goodnight.
Oh, that movie rocks.
Nice.
I've never seen it,
really
nor have I
excited
even heard of it, honestly. But
that movie's
yeah,
so good. Oh my god, dude,
Awesome.
You're in for a treat.
Sweet. All right. Cool.
Like,
Apparently, it
it's-
takes place on Christmas. I don't
Yes,
know.
it's a Shane Black movie. If you've seen like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang or The Nice Guys,
Oh,
it's that
okay.
vibe. He wrote the screenplay, and is Rennie Harlan joint. So he directed. It's a great Gina Davis performance. Samuel L. Jackson. You're gonna have a great time.
Sweet. I'm watching it tonight, so that should be fun.
Good pick, Olivia.
Yeah. And then the following week, maybe Santa will be joining me. And we're going to be talking Santa. And we're talking about Better Watch Out. Speaking of Home Alone, you ever seen Better Watch Out, Alex?
I have. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you've got a fun little month planned.
Yeah. And then we wrap up the month, and I think that comes out on New Year's Eve. We'll be talking about the stuff we liked and hated the most throughout the year. So, yeah, that's what we got in December for y'all. So stay tuned. We got some good stuff coming up. And as we always say at the end of every single episode, you're my family now.
That's number 10. That's 10.
Bye.
Happy holidays! This episode of the Overtalking Podcast was produced by Ken and CJ. Edited by CJ. This week's special guest was Alex Vazquez. Music by Justin Peters. Be sure to rate and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And tune in next time when Olivia Cody returns to talk about The Long Kiss Goodnight. See you next week.